Hey, everybody, welcome live to the Jim Masters Show Live Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. Look at your screen. Look who is joining us on this exclusive JMS episode. Arnell Carmichael, renowned, incredible, super talented lead singer and guitarist with Raydio and, of course, the Grammy-winning Raydio, R&B funk music legend from that fantastic band. We are going to be having an incredible conversation live. He's coming to us from the greater Detroit area where the band actually originally hails from. They are known for so much incredible rhythm and blues, funk, disco music, and so much more. And they're actually out on tour. Yes, they've been sort of brought back out and they're on tour. And the music is incredible. You know the songs too. So many incredible hits. We are so honored to have him here joining us in just a second. We were just doing a sound check because he's going to play live exclusively for us right here and for you on the Jim Masters Show Live. How's everybody doing today? It's so good to see all your smiley faces. Thanks so much for joining us in our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series, where we are truly bringing back the lost art of conversation with incredible guests, celebrity friends, and so many others from all different backgrounds, all levels of celebrity or no celebrity at all, joining us here for our Entertainment Lifestyle Variety Talk Show series. Gang, if you would like to chat live during the show in our JMS exclusive chat room, all you have to do that is subscribe to our YouTube channel, which is the channel you're watching right now, Jim Masters TV. Just hit that red button and then you're subscribed. There's no cost for it. And make sure you click the notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes of our incredible series. Lots of music, lots of incredible walks down memory lane, and a lot of incredible conversation coming up. Again, legendary band. We are so honored to have Arnell here. He's been with them since the very beginning, when it was formed initially by, of course, Ray Parker Jr. and the whole gang. And I tell you, you know the songs. I tell you, I love rhythm and blues. I love funk. I love R&B. I love all of this music. And we've got a lot of it in our personal collection as well. I'm sure you do as well. You know, Raydio scored their first big hit in early 1978 with Jack and Jill, which was taken from their self-titled album. The song peaked number 8 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100 chart and reached number 11 in the UK singles chart, earned a gold record in the process. Is This Love a Thing peaked at 27 in the UK in August of 1978. Their next successful follow-up hit, You Can't Change That, was released in 79 and lifted from their Rock On album. And the single reached number 9 on the Billboard chart that year. By late 1980, the group had become known as Ray Parker Jr. and Raydio. And their releasing of 2 more albums was incredible. 2 Places at the Same Time in 1980 and A Woman Needs Love in 1981. These spawned another 2 top 40 single hits. 2 Places at the Same Time, number 30 back in 1980. And That Old Song, number 21 in 1981. And also their big hit, A Woman Needs Love, Just Like You Do, was also released in 1981 and peaked at number 4 on the Billboard Hot 100. In 1984, Ray Parker Jr. scored 6 top 40 hits in the 80s, including The Other Woman, pop number 4. And of course, who you going to call? Ghostbusters. Yes, that song too. The latter song was the title track of the box office hit film Ghostbusters. That single stayed number 1 for 3 weeks on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1984. Raydio performs Ghostbusters in their live shows on tour as well. Core members of Raydio, of course, today are Arnell Carmichael, our incredible guest, coming to us again from the greater Detroit, Michigan area. He's guitar and vocals, 4 gold records, and contributing vocals on the Grammy-winning song Ghostbusters. Giovanni Rogers, vocalist. Chris Thomas, drums. And Levon McPherson, bass and vocals. 4 additional select musicians accompany Raydio for each of the shows as well. And it's really cool, huh? American funk and R&B vocal group formed in Detroit, Michigan in 1977. And we are so honored to have Arnell with us. He's got his guitar. We were just, as I was saying, he's got his guitar. We were doing a sound check just seconds ago. and you're looking at the original members of the group, and so many of these incredible albums that, and of course, there was the very first Jack and Jill, which we were talking about as well, and you can't change that. If you have these albums or you have them on CD, bring them out and listen to them tonight. They make you feel good. They get your blood flowing. They take your troubles and melt them away. And of course, there's when Ray Parker was in, and featuring Ghostbusters, which again from that classic movie. Some really iconic music here we're talking about. This is true Americana at its best here. And we're so excited to have Arnell here. So just taking a look at some of these amazing shots of the gang over the years. And this is recent. This is a really fantastic shot of Arnell and the guys, again, coming to us live from Michigan, USA. It is our great honor and great pleasure to welcome a gold record Grammy winning music legend here on the show, Arnell Carmichael, joining us live and direct from Motown. Yes, and here he's playing. Doesn't that sound good, gang? All right, we're going to bring him up on the screen for you, and here he is. One and only Arnell Carmichael.
Wanted someone to feel sad up on my head and waited all day for Jill, always away from home, never bothering to phone, always leaving poor Jack alone. Tell me, what do you think? Jack's walked down the hill, needing love he couldn't get from Jill. What do you think? Jack's walked down the hill, he needed love he couldn't get from Jill.
Wow. I love that. What a great intro. I tell you, that is absolutely awesome.
I'm having fun.
I tell you.
Everybody.
How are you? Yeah, as I mentioned, the Jim Master Show lovities are here watching live around the world. They're all pumped up. They're all excited. They're all commenting. Gang, if you want to comment in our exclusive JMS live chat room right now with us and with each other, just subscribe to the YouTube channel, and we would love that. So tell us about that beautiful guitar that is in your hands. That is a gorgeous one.
I can say this to the fans, that this guitar right here is kind of like my best friend. I went through so many changes, and I came back from Japan when maybe in the 90s, when we got back together after Jerry Knight's death. And because of his death, we did a celebration tour, and I said, well, I'm gonna buy me a guitar. Well, little did I know that I would then become a bushker on the streets of Detroit. And you can actually put in bushker, Detroit, Michigan, in the streets. And I'm actually on the street playing this guitar. So I couldn't help but play.
That's so beautiful.
I couldn't help but learn. I learned all of these songs. I was the singer of the group. So I made it my quest throughout all of my years to say, one day I'm going to be able to play and sing all of these songs. And this was the guitar that I spent 9 years on the streets of Detroit playing this guitar. So
that is a gorgeous, gorgeous guitar. Tell us about the actual guitar itself. It's beautiful.
Well, this is an Ibanez guitar. I think it's an AF 98 or 80 jazz series. I play flat wound strings. It has humbucker pickups on it. It's in a jazz mode. On the tip, which a lot of people don't see, a friend told me about this, whose name is Paul Jackson Jr. told me about adding sustain to your guitar. And so I bought this from Fender, which is like a sustain clip that you put on. And so for songs, it gives just a really great, wonderful sound. So this series was actually created for Ibanez. A lot of people can afford the, let's say, George Benson versions. Well, this is the poor man's copy of the George Benson version.
Well,
not a George Benson, but it's an artist series, and it's a wonderful guitar to play.
Oh,
I even do guitar lessons, by the way, too.
Oh, you do lessons too, huh?
Oh, yeah, I give lessons for people, sure.
Oh, that is awesome. Let's go back in time. How did the group actually come together? I mean, you guys are legends. You're responsible for decades of some of the best music that really just gets your blood flowing. You can fall in love to it. You want to dance to it. You just want to forget your troubles. You want to feel good and enjoy life with this music. How did you guys all initially come together there in the greater Detroit area back in the 70s?
Well, actually, it goes back farther.
Even further.
To the history of the group would be Ray Parker becoming a great session musician. So then he plays with Stevie Wonder. They open for the Rolling Stones. He makes enough money to buy a studio. So now at the same time, all of that's going on the right hand. Can I put my hands here closer?
Yeah.
On the left hand is all of the guys that I'm with, which would be his brother, a guy named Vincent Bonham. So Opelton Parker being his brother, Vincent Bonham being the pianist of a group called Energy MC Square. So I come from my family group, which was called the Carmichael Movement. And they say, hey, we want you to be in the group. So I get in the group. That group does traveling through the South. We do the Chitlin circuit. If anybody knows what the Chitlin circuit is.
Yeah.
So at that point, Ray Parker hears who we are and says, you know what? I'm making money now. I want to push my brother's group. And so I just happened to be in the group. So that group didn't make it. And that was, and there are some songs out in England pertaining to that group under Energy MC Square. So then he becomes a big songwriter and decides that he wants to start his own personal group. So he calls me and he says, hey, if you can get to California, I will put you in my group. And so I get on the bus. Now, the reason why this story is really relating, because he's on his way, he's busting it to Hollywood, he's busting it to Hollywood, which was a Shaka Khan song.
Yes.
Was the title song that I listened to on the bus going to California to be in Ray's group.
Wow.
So I was like, holy mackerel, that's my song. It's calling me out, right?
Yeah.
So Ray picks me up, takes me to a place where I can live, and I left there, went to one of my aunt's house, my Auntie Carolyn's house. And then he calls me up again and he says, I'm ready. I'm going to give you a little bit of money and you can come up and move to Hollywood. So I moved to Hollywood. Him, Vincent Bonham, and Jerry Knight were already together. So then now he has a work for hire group, I want to say. So as the American public seen it as a group, it actually was a work for hire scenario that put us in a position to have this group that would make these records. And Ray Parker was going to be a guitar player. He wasn't going to be a singer. So I was designated to be the singer and Jerry Knight, and that was Jack and Jill. Jerry's on this part. Jack wanted someone to feel, sat up on the hill. That's Jerry Knight. Then I came in, Jill, always away from home. So when we made that record, it was Ray Parker, Arista saying, well, what's going to be the name of the group? And he said Raydio, and there birthed Raydio, a studio group that lives on to this day.
Isn't it incredible? And you guys are still performing, still touring, and that is so cool. That is so cool. When you, in the early days, what were some of the big moments, like for you, what was the inspiration for you to even go into music? Do you come
Wow.
from a musical family?
Big
Was
question.
music always on in the house for you, Arnell?
No, I can't say that it was, but my biological father owned a record company called D-Town, which was 9 houses away from Motown. So as the world picked up on Motown, I was growing up on D-Town. D-Town has a lot of big artists that in the Northern Soul movement in England, uh, Cody Black, D. Edwards, a guy named Rudy Robinson, who was one of the producers. Uh, it goes on to even had what is that? The Staple Singers was on my father's. They wrote as an early artist in their career. Is another big gospel artist. I can't think of his name now. So he was making records, and the first record that I heard was talking about fine, fine girls. You got it. Detroit, Michigan, talking about Hitsville, USA.
Hmm.
You got it. Detroit, Michigan. So when I heard that record, I knew then, God, I really think I want to be in music. You know, unfortunately to that story is that my father died in 1970.
Hmm.
So he didn't really continue. Of course, you can't, you're dead. He pushed,
Yeah.
other artists, they become who they, and I chase after the dream, meeting people like Arthur Prysock, Holland Dozier and Holland that knew my father. And I wanted to know from them who my father was, which put me on this musical trail. So
Wow.
I
That's
did have a
incredible.
background, but it didn't go the way I thought it was going to go.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
amazing, huh?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, when this group was, what were you doing just before the group was formed? What was the direction that you were going in? Were you going to be a solo
Really?
performer,
Oh,
or
my
were you
God.
with another band? What was your thought at that time before
You,
all of this
you
glory?
know, it's interesting because I really felt that me, my brother, and my cousin, the Carmichael movement, would have really became a big group. But because of the death of my father and then the
Yeah.
family members not really understanding, because we're in Detroit, Michigan. Unfortunately, for a lot of musicians, you go through this template, but you don't realize it. It is
Right.
a factory town. It is known for cars. It is known for 9 to 5 blue collar working people. And I was always on the opposite side of that. I was always like, no, I want to sing, I want to play, I want to dance. So at that time, I was kind of in between deciding, should I go to college, which I had been for a year, and we had just the group Energy. We had just came back from kind of like Georgia,
Mm.
and so the group was kind of imploding. Energy MC Square was, and that's when I got the call from Ray, and it was a no-brainer because of what he said.
Yeah.
He said, if you get on the bus, you pay your own way, because he had already paid for us 9 people. Listen, Ray Parker's like now 18, 19, right? And so I may be 19, maybe 18, 19, a year older, 2 years older. He pays for 8 people to go to California the first time, and
Mm.
pay for the studio time, and pay for you where you slept or whatever. He just didn't buy you food, but he got you there. So after we came back, that was what you're talking about. And he said, I'll never forget this. My grandmother, who was alive, God bless her soul, she said, there's a guy on the phone called Ray Parker, named Ray Parker. He wants to talk to you. So I said, oh, cool. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, grandma. So I talked to him, and he says, Arnell, I would like for you to be in my group. I'm gonna start a group. And I said, so you paying for the bus ticket? He says, no. He says, no, I'm not paying for the bus ticket. You got to come there yourself. And I looked at the phone and I said, okay, talk to you later. Hung up the phone. So for the next 3, 4 weeks, I actually worked towards going to California, and I called him back in a week and a half and said, look, I raised the money. I got the bus ticket. I just need a place to stay. Called my one of my aunts. I said, when I get there, I will stay with my friend for a couple of days. Can you make a space for me in Torrance, California? So she lives in Torrance, down the street from a McDonald's. I go live with her, work at McDonald's, and he says, hey, I got man, it's about 4 or 5 grand. I got some money for you. I want you to come up and be a part of the group. And that was it. It just took off after everything changed after that.
Wow. So, when it was formed and when you were a part of it, I know it was like those pinch me moments, like, oh my God, is this really happening? What was happening? What was, that train was on that track and the group was really starting to
Man.
take off, and the time period was really rich with so much great music of
Oh,
the
at that time,
time.
sure. Yeah,
Oh
sure.
yeah, and I'm glad you guys are still doing your thing, because I miss all of that sound. I love just the rhythms and the sound and just all of it and the way it makes you feel. What was like one of the key first things you think for the group as a whole, for Raydio, that really was a linchpin, was a launching pad
Oh
for
my
the
God.
group early on?
I have to, I gotta say it as it is. I really have to say it first. One of the launching things that you wouldn't recognize when you're 18 or 17 unless you have quite a bit of money. And Ray Parker owned a 24-track Sony MCI 600 series studio in his house. So to be able to go into a place and record, we took for granted. I kept saying, I don't really like the song. I don't think the song's gonna, I'm just doing it just because we're cool and he seems like a nice guy and the whole thing like that. And when we finished this stuff, I was totally mesmerized. So I told myself, shh, don't say a word. Don't start talking. Don't start saying what you think and none of that. Just go along with it. So Arista had this big marketing plan. This won't happen to most people in their lives unless you're just so exceptional and you do all of the work. They start pumping millions of dollars into the radio campaign. It was everywhere. One of the most exhilarating moments was we were coming out of Florida. We had done this big highlight concert down there at this theater, Highlight Theater. The Bee Gees were on the show. We were opening Rick James. It was like all these big artists, right? And so we pack up that night. We go back to the airport on our way home. Well, they gave us the gold record. And this is like only 2 months after the record had been recorded, released. We're on tour. 2 months, 8 weeks later, it's a number one hit. It's a number one hit record. You're getting the gold record for 500,000 copies sold right there live in the airport. They're announcing it. Clive Davis has so much power that he had the airport announce that Ray Parker Jr. or Raydio, it wasn't Ray Parker then, it was Raydio. Raydio just got a gold record for 500,000 units. And we're in the airport with the public and people going crazy. And they come out with these records and give everybody a gold record. I was like, wow.
Was that Jack and Jill? Was that the song?
That was Jack and Jill. You had Get Down, Is This a Love Thing? Let's Go All the Way. Bet You Can't Love Me Just Once. There were so many records. Honey, I'm Rich. There were so many records at that time for that particular record, which was more of a disco period.
Yes.
If everybody's following, 1978. So for us to have this record with Jack and Jill was way beyond exciting, because now we're at the top of the charts and still alive. All that's
Bee Gees
happening. Bee Gees was killing it, but Jack and Jill just went like, here we come. So that was really exciting. Really exciting. Yeah.
So, I mean, here you are, just a matter of weeks, Jack and Jill, and then the gold record. And then, the phone starts ringing and everybody's saying, oh, we want them to perform here.
It was ringing.
Constant,
listen.
Yeah.
I don't mean to interrupt you, Jim, but it was actually ringing before we got out of the studio because of who Ray Parker was. Ray Parker, he had just written You Make Me Feel Like Dancing. I Want to Dance the Night Away. So he was already this big star. There were so many of his friends coming around because he had finally completed a record. I mean, I met Toto. I met so many people through Ray Parker. I can't even name them all. Toto. I watched Paul Jackson start from the beginning. Another gentleman who does a lot of production on Guitar Workers, Charles Fearing. I watched him become a major artist in his own right.
You mentioned Toto. We had Leland Sklar on recently, who
Oh,
was with
sure.
Toto.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
great guy
Cheryl,
too.
yeah, Cheryl Lynn was making records. That time period, I even what's her name? I could hear the song in my head. Uh, I can't think of her name. I wish I could because it would be great for her.
Yeah,
We just so many people. If I can't have you, I don't want nobody,
Yvonne
baby.
Elliman.
Yes, I
Yvonne
met all of
Elliman.
them.
Yes.
All of those people would come by Ray's studio because he now built it. It's a brick and mortar, not just in a house, but now it's a business on the street. And that stuff like that was just amazing, man. I mean, so it started out like a, a race car burning rubber and racing up the track.
Yeah. Yeah.
With Ray Parker being the leader of it, with Clive Davis wanting to see Ray survive
Yeah.
or thrive. We were with one of the biggest management companies, which a lot of people don't know, Cavallo and Ruffalo, who had Prince, and they also, I think they had Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
I know they
Rogers.
had Earth. I know they had Earth, Wind and Fire. But what's amazing about it is Ray actually helped build Prince's studio during that time. So you're talking 1978, and
Yeah.
all these things are happening, and I'm looking like, really?
Is
I'm
this
just having
real?
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, is it real? Is that right? Exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So Jack and Jill's a hit, gold record
Right.
selling,
Right.
and the phone's ringing and everything else. And take us
Right.
through what was was next after that? What
Well,
was the
so our first tour date was with Frankie Beverly and Mays, I think, if I remember. No, it wasn't. First date was with Rick James. We opened with Rick James in Fayetteville, North Carolina or South Carolina, whatever. We was down there for a minute.
Carolinas? Yeah.
Yeah, we were through the Carolinas. Then we went back, and second was Frankie Beverly and Mays. At the same time, all of this stuff is going on. And then we hit the Rick James route.
Mm.
And everybody now thinks they're big stars.
Yeah.
So now here's the downturn of the story from like you see the high peak, like you watch the stock market,
Yep.
and you say, well, wait a minute, it's going down. So at that point, after the group being so big, then the rest of the guys, they all got the big head. Their heads explode like boom, So what are you going to tell a guy like Jerry? He breaks off into England and he wants to tell, and God rest his soul because he's gone. And I know, like, whatever. But he goes to seek his own record deal. So we were now dormant at home waiting to go to England. And Ray calls me and says, well, what are you going to do? And I said, hey, man, I'm fine. As long as I can take care of my family, give me some kind of deal that I can keep going. And I'm cool. I'm straight, So we got that out of the way. But then we have to go to England. We open for Heat Wave.
Yeah.
And they, at the same time in 1978, when Jack and Jill comes out, what is that record Heat Wave had? Boogie Nights. Boogie Nights. Okay, so that is the competition record. And we're on the stage with Heat Wave. Okay.
Wow.
So when you think that's like the biggest moment, and that night in England, while Heat Wave is on the stage, we get passes to a Bob Marley concert for the next day. So I'm like, and I didn't go. Jim, I didn't go. I was like, nah, I'm staying home. I'm staying home because I didn't really like the back politics between Jerry, Vincent, another gentleman, I should say, Larry Talbot, great drummer. He's passed now too. I just felt like, look, I don't want to upset the cart. Me and Ray went out to dinner. He asked me again, where was I at? Cavallo and Ruffalo asked me a million times. I said, I'm straight. I'm safe. Let's make records. Let's make money. Let's keep going. And that's what I did. I mean, so then it was going down because now you got to get to the next record. So we come back from England. They're gone.
Yeah.
Vincent Bonham, bye-bye. Larry Talbot, see you later. Charles Fearing hung around a little bit longer. He stayed there for 2 records. My brother was now in the group. Arnell Carmichael, who is in Japan. He lives in Nagoya. And that started the next phase of Raydio. And now you got even more things happening at the studio because now even more of Ray's friends are coming to play on the record, and we starting You Can't Change That. So it was still rolling like 78, 79, 80,
Yeah.
80, 81, 82. We lasted up until like maybe a good 85 to Ghostbusters.
When that happened too, Ghostbusters, that was that was rather epic, I would say. And again, like you say, all these great songs, Jack and Jill, You Can't Change That, and just incredible. And then when Ghostbusters comes along here, tell us about that, because that's a song that just went beyond, because it was tied to that epic film. And then you had everybody, all the kids, adults, everybody was singing, "Who are you going to call? Ghostbusters." Right. I mean, everybody was, and they still do.
I'm going to start by saying, first of all you people in Ohio, Cincinnati, and we're talking about Ghostbusters, you need to come to that gig in Ohio, because we're going to be playing all the hits, and we're going to show you what funk is, the Raydio style. And Ghostbusters is definitely going to be done. We're going to dance up and have a great fun. Now, from the commercial back to the story. So I get a call.
Nice smooth segue.
Yeah, I had to pull that off there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I get a call from Ray Parker, because we didn't stay. I only stayed like 2 blocks from the studio. He was like, "I need you to come to the studio," right? He doesn't say this in the video, but so he says, "I need you to put your voice on there, because I'm always having great luck with your voice and how you sing. And come on down." It was like 3:00 in the morning. So I'm listening to the track and I'm going, "Really? Are you serious?" He says, "Yeah." I says, "Ray, Ghostbusters? No, this is not good." So he was like,
"It's a departure from the usual." Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, "No way." So anyway, I sing Ghostbusters along with the part, I want to say where all the kids are, Ghostbusters. So we do all that. We do hand claps. And then he has me do some underlining lines where he sings. I'm singing under him. And then he says, "Now I want you to go in there and put your stamp on there." And I said, "What's that?" He says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah." And I said, "Oh my God." So I put this on the record, right?
Yeah.
I'm not thinking that this is because I had never heard of Ghostbusters. I never seen the billboards that was around the city that he saw.
Oh yeah.
I'm not
huge.
I'm not driving around in a Mercedes 450 SL looking at the billboards. I'm in a like a van with my kids, my wife at the time, and I'm going to parks. So I will not sing all that. So anyway, we finished the song. So it tells me what it's going to be attached to, and I go, "Wow, that's going to be really cool." So we go to the drive-in. Me at the time, my wife, and my 2 children. I have 3, but my oldest and my was a young man, Arnell Jr. or Arnell, and then my daughter Asia. So we're at this I want to say Burbank Drive-In, something like that, right? So this thing comes on, and we're going, "Wow, look how that is," because we already thought, and this is no joke, we already thought we seen what Major was like.
Yes.
Because Jack and Jill was in all of the record box, Cash World, Billboard magazines. It's all over the radio. I mean, every time you go into a store, you think you heard it. You think you heard it all, right? No. Ghostbusters. When you saw that, your mouth dropped down to the floor. Your kids is all cheering in the car. Ghostbusters. That party has not stopped.
No.
That party has not stopped. Ghostbusters became so big. Yes. Now here's the downside of this part, right? So now it's 85, 86. I'm wondering, I should have had a record deal. I should be a millionaire. The whole what I should have, could have, should have had, right? So my stepfather dies. I decide I'm going to leave radio, and I get a divorce. Now, the reason why all this is important around Ghostbusters is because some 10 years later, which is now 95, I get a call from Ray, and he says, "Hey, we need to go to Japan." And then we had already been to Japan with Jack and Jill. And I was like, I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to. No, I've had enough. I've had enough. You know. So anyway, so he
He's
says,
like,
come.
you keep saying that, Arnell, and look what happens every time you say that. We become bigger.
Right. So we go to Japan, right? We get off the plane. This is no joke, real serious. There are Japanese people at the airport waiting for you to get off the plane and cheering Ray Parker and Raydio on. We go perform at some of the clubs before this other system, Billboard Live, but there were other systems that were created where they have nightclubs, right? Man, those clubs were packed 3 days in a row, two shows, people standing in line to see Ray Parker Jr. and Raydio all night long. One of the songs that most Americans, and I love my American people, but you didn't do me justice on Time to Party Now. In Japan, It's Time to Party Now sold about 4 to 10 million, maybe even more copies by itself. It's Time to Party Now goes, let me see. Let's see if I can get a little bit, let's see. Everybody up, time to party now. Turn up the music, let's get on down. I said everybody up, it's time to party now. Come on, baby, let's get on down. That song became the biggest karaoke song during 1995 ever. You go to a karaoke show, any Japanese person would be singing that song.
Wow.
So I couldn't believe it. It carried me through really hard times, really tough times, because I told you prior to that, divorce, stepfather dying. I decide, Raydio, I don't want to be bothered with it. You couldn't get away.
Yeah.
And it still's not over.
No.
That's just that part. Like, okay, so Ghostbusters is big. Yep. Now in Japan, here comes It's Time to Party Now, really big. Jerry Knight dies 1999. Wait a minute. What is that thing? The 9/11 thing happens.
Yes.
We're in Japan when that thing gets hit. I'm thinking I'll never get back to America because now we're going to war.
Yeah, exactly right.
So I come back home to a whole nother thing, which I was into CD manufacturing. I didn't really care to go back out on the road or anything like that. And Ray calls me again. He says, it ain't dead. I was like, what are you talking about? He says, we got to go back. Yeah. So we go back to Japan again. And that run lasted from like 99 all the way till like 98. My mother, that's when now my stepfather died. Now my biological mother dies. And I'm still getting checks from Ghostbusters. I'm going, man, this thing ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. This is still...
now they're on what, the third movie?
Yes.
So wait a minute. So here you go, Jim.
Yeah.
So then they forget about Woman Needs Love, Two Places,
all the others.
I was like, this is crazy. This is crazy.
You become the Ghostbuster gang.
Right.
I know.
That's who we become, is the Ghostbuster gang. Right.
You know, it was nice. I would imagine that at least your family before the passings got a chance to see this happen to you and to the group. That's one of the most beautiful, no matter how much money or fame or anything else comes, it's those that are in your circle, the loved ones that know the blood, sweat, and tears and everything that you go through to make it and do it, and to be able to express yourself and make people feel good through the music. And they got a chance to see some of that rise and success for you, huh?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely a spiritual thing to be doing it even at this point. I'm 69, I'll be 70 years old. I'm in great health, praise God, thank you,
absolutely,
Jesus.
You look like $1 million. Yeah, absolutely.
I have 14 grandkids that I love to death.
14, wow, congratulations.
Yeah, 14 grandkids. I really love it. And so to see this part, which is something so unique, is almost, and thank you, Jim, for having me on here, and the lovies, all you guys.
Oh, yeah, all the lovities, yeah.
Yeah, thank you guys, because I'm going to say this. We're doing a reactivation of Raydio. Okay? This is the second generation of a group with me as the leader, and we would get a chance to make records. We would get a chance to come to you and perform and really put on such a great time that I had to actually say to my staff and all the people who were working together, look, we got to put on a dance contest. We got to make this thing, especially in these times, because right now there's so much crazy stuff going on. We're too serious.
Yeah.
And I can remember when Benny Goodman and Duke Ellington and all these guys,
B.B. King and
they bring all of these big bands to the venue and say, come on, let's dance and have a great time. Let's not worry about what's going wrong, because we're gonna get through this. We're smart enough. We're intelligent. Yeah, we come together. So that's the reactivation of radio right there for the rest of the world. I can't wait to I have offers to go to England. I've got other offers that are coming in, and we're just saying, come out and party with us. Come out and have a good time. I even give you a couple of bucks for dancing if you win. So,
that is cool.
We are having fun.
So it's when did that idea come to sort of get back together and get back on the road? So many groups, so many I mean, you guys are legends. So many legendary groups, people, the fans beg for them to come back together, even reform in however they can. We've seen it with some groups like Journey and others be able to do it. And
I like that group too.
And some of them, they just, Chicago is still going strong. But some of them, they just don't do it, or it just doesn't happen. But the fans are like, oh, God, we miss that. We would love it. How did you guys decide we want to do it? They want this stuff. They need this fantastic music now.
Okay, so the truth is, for me, and I have another plug to this story, so just follow with me, people. So the truth is, Arnell said, screw the entertainment business. I don't want to be bothered. And I called up Ray Parker. One day, and I said, Ray, you know what? I need to go to work. I need to make some money, man. What about the royalties on these songs that I sang on? What's going on with that? And he says, you got to get out there and go to work. And I was like, what? He was like, yeah, you got to go to work. So I said, okay, I still don't want to do it. So I formed some companies. I formed a CD manufacturing company, another company called Ricochet Music Multimedia Group, and became this CEO. And I'm helping my kids try to make records, because they make a lot of, my two sons, they make a lot of rap records.
Oh, so they're in the music world too.
Yeah, they're in the music world too. So then Ricochet was disbanded. It had what would be called a coup, and all of the manufacturing equipment and everything I had was taken away. That part is a secret you'll never know. So anyway, so what did it leave me with? It left me with this guitar.
Yes.
And I had the business of the LLC, which was Ricochet.
Yeah.
And I get a call from a young guy named Giovanni Rogers. And Giovanni says, hey man, I think I could really get you some work. I really think I could put this together. And I said, I don't know. We'll see. Because when you don't know a person, you don't trust them right away, right?
You've been saying this your whole life. There's a theme here.
Yeah, it is a theme here. So I kept saying to him, like, I'm not sure, and let's put it together and let's just work on it. Well, little did I know that there was a reactivation in life. I was playing guitar in a jazz band, and I don't know if I can play that record. Walking in Rhythm, the Blackbirds, a friend of mine, Alan Barnes.
Oh, that's a great song. Yeah.
Walking in Rhythm. Started. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I called him up and I said, Alan, look, I need to really work. If I play guitar and sing, can I sing in your group? And I did that for 7 years.
Yeah.
So his version of the Blackbirds in Detroit, I did at one of the biggest clubs. Shout out to my friends at Baker's Keyboard Lounge. I spent an internship playing the guitar on jazz. Okay. Wow. So I would go there. Listen now, I'd go there every first Saturday and play in front of like 200 people, 150 people. People are eating, people are drinking, the whole 9 yards. And Giovanni Rogers walks in and says, hey man, I think we can really make something happen. So some 6 years later, or maybe 2 years later, whatever, we just get together and it happens. And here we are. It's radio reactivated. We've gone through the pandemic. We've made it through all of that. And now we have a really great show with some young new guys. And Vincent, I even had Vincent here till late. If lady got sick, the reactivation is on Wikipedia. You can see it says radio reactivated years, which is no other group's page now. From the English standpoint, you can actually read that radio is reactivated.
That's it. You guys are radioactive.
Right.
Write that down. Write that down.
A good title for an album there, right?
I was going to say radioactive. That's
right. Right.
Did you want to play something for us while you're set up?
Let's see. Let's see if I can get through a whole song here, because I'm so excited and so nervous.
I know. We're excited to have you.
This was just jazz. And my mind's just too fired right now. I really don't know where to go with this, but a woman needs love just like you do. Don't kid yourself into thinking that you don't. She can fool around just like you do, unless you give her all the love she wants. Don't make the mistake of thinking old fashioned. Times have changed from yesterday. Don't try to give her that worn out excuse about being tired and working late. Don't when you come home early from work, don't open up the door and get your feelings hurt, because a woman needs love just like you do. Don't kid yourself into thinking that you don't. She can fool around just like you do, unless you give her all the love she wants. When her eyes are begging for affection, don't put her on, don't make her wait. Don't try to give her that worn out excuse about being tired and working late. One day you'll come home early from work, open up the door and get your feelings hurt because she needs it. Yeah, the woman's gotta have it. Oh yeah, just like you. And if you're smart, yeah, you better stop fooling around, hey, cause she will too. So anyway, we just having fun.
So anyway, that's fantastic. I know that's a great song too, as well.
Yeah, great song. Yeah.
What do you think it is about rhythm and blues and about funk and even disco too that you guys dabbled in? What do you think it is when people hear it? They love it. They want more. It makes them feel so good. Now, it takes them back in time a little bit, which is, we need more of that too. But what do you think it is about the rhythms, the beats, the words, the melodies, all of it that just makes people feel so good, and why it's been such a successful, beloved, couple of genres of music, and you guys have been in the thick of it all?
Well, I have to say this, that, you're painting a picture, that picture of melody and the dialogue of lyrical about love is never going to go away. But when you have decades and generations under you who decide that they've heard enough of love, they've heard enough of being nice, and they want to become, as they say, make it real hard and put those kind of efforts forward, then it just fortified what I just did. It fortified an R&B project that a young lady by the name of Beyonce might create a song, you know, and she wants to put a love into it. It still reminds us that the period before the Beyonce periods and all them was nothing but love. You can
Yes.
get the young guys who get up and talk about money and how they want to beat you up and they want to say the B word and all of these different things, but the fortress has already been set, and not only for a decade. So let's go back now. Let's go back to the 1930s, to the 40s, to the 50s, to the 60s, still coming through 70s. Now we're going through the 80s and we're hitting the 90s. And that's when all of this hard hip hop and all that hardcore music, because I will never forget leaving the radio and coming back to California. And there was a song, it's like a jungle sometimes, and makes you wonder whether to keep them going under. Well, that's 85. So
That's
now you
right.
got 85, 95, right? So that's 10 years, 95, 200, 2005. That's 20 years. So now what? After that, I'm not good at adding, but you can understand. I'm telling you, we still got more decades of R&B and great music. I mean, I'm not quite the fan as everybody thinks of a lot of artists, but I can talk about the Beach Boys. I can talk about Chuck Berry. I can talk about the guy who made Stand By Me. I don't know his name at the proper
Benny
time, but
King.
yeah, Benny King. I can talk about James Brown. I still got a whole bunch of love to talk about. While at the same time, you don't have enough of hip hop and artists to compete with those records.
Yeah.
One thing that a lot of people don't talk about is you have more records that were covered or re-recorded or re-licensed
Yeah.
because of what the content was saying.
Yes.
Who wants to say, and Jay-Z, I ain't mad at you, bro, but I gotta say this. Who wants to say some of the crazy things you said on the record? You, Nas, and all them guys. Y'all said some crazy stuff on the records. There's no group of young artists that want to come up and re-sing what you're singing. In our decade, in our generation, they want to sing all those songs, even to this day. They got a new TV show they just put on, a musical show, and they're recording better songs. What is that TV show for America?
Yeah.
I've always liked what the PBS stations has always done, and not because Jim, you were on there, because it's actually true. They actually would give you the history of these acts. You
Yes.
guys those guys haven't started doing rap acts yet.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's
So
true.
R&B is a great motivating vehicle to withstand the times. It's not going anywhere. It just may not be relevant on the forefront, but the fight is ours. Any of the guys who are my age, old school, trying to get out there and really have a performing factor and making people happy, I'm telling you, come to the show. We're gonna rock you out. We're just
That's
gonna
it.
do what we can do to make it be fun. You know,
You know
I
what it
don't
is
want to.
too? You
Go
guys are,
ahead.
I mean, with that music of the time,
Mm,
even the big orchestras and all, you're musicians, you're using real instruments, you're
right. Oh
playing,
yeah, that's it.
maybe you'll add in some synthesizer and add in some other sweetening elements, but
Mm,
generally you're there with that guitar and, with the flute and with the,
right,
whatever it is, the
right, right,
drums, the percussion, and you're
right,
actually doing it. And there's
right.
something about that when you see it, when you hear it,
Mm, mm.
it's just there's a warmth to it. There's an authenticity to it.
It's a participation. It's a community really coming together with tools, because this is only a tool in
Right.
your hand. It would be
Right.
just like if I was building a big giant skyscraper, right? All these guys are going to come together and have tools to build it up. Well, music is the same thing. You just
Yeah.
can't see it, but you can hear it and you can feel it. So I think it's a recurring thing, I guess.
Do you think there's a
That
hunger for it, a thirst for
Oh
this
yeah,
music to
I believe that
return? Yeah.
I believe that the world knows that it needs. a different algorithm, as people want to say,
Yeah.
So that algorithm is something that we already know about, and it's going to recur and come back again.
We need more love, more empathy, kindness,
Yes,
togetherness, more good
yes,
vibes, positive vibes, good
right,
times together. And because we're so pulled apart in so many different directions, everything is so clinical and
right,
and digital and dry and
right,
angry and me versus them versus this
right,
and that's
right.
and everything is reflecting that too.
Right.
The
Yeah.
entertainment's reflecting that. And
It really freaks me out to hear young people go, "I want good vibes," and I go, "Good, good, good, good vibrations." I hear that in my head. Now, what else can I say about that? Only because they're saying it, and how many other songs relate to that one thing?
I know. You know who I miss
No.
too?
Who's that?
Lou Rawls. You'll
Oh
never
my God.
find. You know what I mean? Whenever
Yeah,
his music comes
yeah,
on, it's like, you'll never
yeah.
find. And it
Right.
just feels
And
good.
you hear the grand piano going ding 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 ding
Right.
ding.
Exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah,
And
yeah.
Marvin Gaye, of course,
Right,
and Luther
right.
Vandross and
Yeah.
so many others. And somebody we just lost who actually was a dear friend of my family and of me,
Okay.
Ronnie Spector from the Ronettes. Be My
Oh,
Little
okay.
Baby and
Right.
all those great songs too.
Be my baby.
Right. Yeah.
I can't think of her name. I think it was Mary Clayton. I don't know if you heard of Mary Clayton.
Sure.
Yeah, she did a lot of work when I first got to LA, which is 77, 78. All of those artists were the superstars because I then was coming in to really work. Phil Spector, of course, was alive, and we'd pop around from studio to studio to studio. And uh, I actually had a chance to see Ike Turner's studio where he recorded
Yeah.
down, there, and had opportunity to. Well, I was a second engineer. I was the guy who would bring the 24 track reel tape in, put it on the machine, thread it, so that the session could start and the whole 9 yards. So I actually worked on a record for Lionel Richie, who produces Kenny Rogers.
Oh,
And
wow.
so, yeah,
Yeah.
so all of those things like that, it builds you to know, that the people before you were trying their best to put out these great vibes.
Yes.
Where that stopped, I can't tell you.
You know who
Where
we
it
just
stopped,
had the other night? Tony Orlando was on the show.
oh my God. I know his songs.
It's like,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, he was a king in Vegas for a long time.
yes,
Yeah.
Tony,
Is he
absolutely.
still performing?
He's still doing his thing. Absolutely.
Uh,
Yeah. And we had
mm,
another of that time
mm.
period too. Frida Payne was with us.
Frida
Another,
Payne?
yeah,
Oh my
fantastic.
God. I have a friend of mine that's married to her sister, Sherry Payne.
Oh,
Wow.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah, she
Sherry
came
Payne
on
is
during
the interview.
during the conversation. It was around our birthday time, so we sang happy birthday to one
Yeah,
another. And
yeah,
I was like on
beautiful,
cloud
beautiful.
nine.
Yeah, beautiful people, man.
Oh,
Great
the
people.
Pointer Sisters, Anita
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Ruth.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The voices of classic soul. They were all here. Joe Coleman,
Yeah, I actually had a chance to kind of work closely as an assistant with a friend of mine, Ollie Brown, who was one of the producers with Jeff Perry and all of those guys when they were doing the Pointer Sisters. He used to always make me go help carry his drums, and the Pointer Sisters would be there. So,
yeah. Oh,
uh,
they were fantastic.
mm,
Funny and loving. And I tell
mm,
you, it was really a riot. And and
mm.
Anita was funny when Ruth was on because Ruth was in her, her beautiful home, and all of it,
Right.
and she lit up this huge cigar
Oh
as we
my
were talking.
God.
It's very funny. Everybody can see these episodes here on our YouTube channel, and we're talking about the
Okay, I
Pointer
want to come back
Sisters,
and
Frida
watch one.
Payne,
Yeah.
and Tony Orlando, and all the rest. And she's just going right, and Anita goes, what you got there, Ruth? Is that a bong? It was hilarious. It was
Wow,
funny.
wow,
It was
wow,
funny. And
man. Yeah,
yeah,
I remember all of those days. Paramount Studios. For me, what you're talking about, those were the groups that I thought I would get a chance to be a background singer for, or
yeah,
do some extended work, and a lot of the young artists don't realize there's so much, and I have to say this, that is taken away because in a population where music is thriving and You get to sing the background parts. You get to play the guitar parts. Not some, excuse me, not a piano that's copying a guitar part, or not a computer that's copying a guitar or a saxophone, but you actually get to play it. All of these people were working.
Yeah.
That's how SAG and AFTRA and all those companies became big, because people were working. It wasn't computers taking jobs away.
Yeah. Yeah.
Had a ball, man. Had a ball.
Music is also very healing too. It's
It
very
is, yeah.
healing, and it's a universal language. And um, I think it's so cool and it's so exciting that you guys are, going back out on the road. And
Right. Meeting people, yeah.
yeah, isn't that cool? I mean, we got a couple of things here, like they're, back in the Groove Tour 2022, 23 up on the
Right.
screen there, folks. Um, originalradio.com is the website there as well. I mean, these are
Mm.
some really cool things that are happening. Look at this photo here. This is like a whole group photo here. Do
What
you
is that?
recognize the people that are in that
Yeah,
one?
yeah, those are the days of Japan. Now, listen to this, though. It's really interesting you bring that up too, because on the far, let's see, if I'm on your side, it would be your left, my right. That's Freddie Washington. Freddie Washington played with Patrice Rushen, and this guy writes, um, "Forgive me not, sending you, forgive me not, to help you to remember." It turns into Men in Black. The guy next to
Oh,
him in the
yeah.
red, the black jacket and the red is Kevin Toney. Kevin Toney was one of the original Blackbirds. He actually wrote "Walking in Rhythm,
Love that song.
Moving in Sound, Thinking about my baby, Trying to Get Home." His daughter, Dominique Toney, is a big artist in terms of acting and on screen. She has a production deal with some offshoot company where she's traveling all over the world. And of course, next to her is Ray Parker Jr. We're talking about his history. The guy next to him in the other white shirt with the hat on is a saxophonist who played the lines from Ghostbusters. Da 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 da
Oh,
da da da
yeah.
da. And Missy, that's me. There next to him. And the next guy next to me with the gray shirt on, little shorty guy, that's Paul Jackson Jr. Now, this guy's played with everybody in the world, from Whitney Houston to Michael Jackson.
Wow.
That guy actually played on Human Nature. And
Oh,
I
yeah.
can't play,
With
And then the guy next
Jackson.
to
Yeah.
right, and the guy next to him, he works with a lot of the smooth jazz artists. She's worked with Shaka Khan. He's worked with Boney James.
Oh, yeah.
A bunch of people. So that's a well-rounded experience group of guys, and that's how we're molding the new radio featuring Arnell Carmichael. We're molding it after these guys.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's what we're doing. Yeah, great
Yeah.
picture there. That
That
was
it.
that's at Billboard. That's the actual
That's the
Billboard.
the the billboard itself.
Yeah,
Yeah, which is
Billboard Live.
cool.
Yeah,
And
up
they
on the stage.
and there's the original gang.
Yeah, Jerry Knight above me. If you're on your right, he's on the left. Then it's Ray at the top. Then it's Vincent Bottom on the left. On the bottom, coming down counterclockwise, I guess, would be Larry Talbert,
Mm.
and that's Charles Fearing on the guitar, and myself at somewhere around 5 o'clock, right there.
Right.
I was just such this shy, intimidating, shy and unintimidated. I was back in the back scenes a lot, background guy.
But I tell you, it was really something to be a part of, and to,
Mm.
again, still, I mean, when you hear the music, when you hear all this music come on the
Mm.
radio or what have you, I mean, how does it make you feel? Does it take you back in time? Does it make you, you know, did it make you miss it? And now you're excited that you guys are back out on the road doing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, again, for me, this I get this from all of my friends. Music has memories, right?
Yes.
So those memories are those memories for a lot of people who heard the records. They're really excited and really happy to hear them. And now we want to create new memories. We want to meet people, meet new people, and have new things. I have other songs that I'm trying to implement into the position of becoming a memory of radio. So that's going to take just a little bit of time, but we need the following. We need everybody to come on and join us, and you're going to see some great things that happens with this group. You know, we got a pretty great crew that's doing the work. Giovanni, Donna, you know, myself, we're all working really hard to bring the best of those memories and add some new ones to it. We're going to add some new ones to it. How about that?
Absolutely. Yes. So there's some more that are being
Oh
written.
yeah.
Oh, that's
Oh
cool.
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
I'm
wow.
not letting go. I'm not letting go yet because now I get the bug. I told you, my downside was when I was a bushker. I'm playing on the street, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with myself. And now I know. And here we are. And boy, come on for a ride. Better come on. Back, I'm going to point at Cincinnati, Ohio. You better come on to the Ludlow Garage because we getting ready to tear that place up.
So what
musically?
I was going to say, what can people expect? What can they expect from a concert of today with Raydio? Say maybe they have seen you guys years ago and now they're going to see you again, or they're seeing you for the first time. What can you expect at a radio performance?
You're gonna come to a radio performance. Expect to dance. You should expect to have a good time. You might even get a chance to sing karaoke with the band. You never know. I'm just simply saying there are so many new active things that happens with the group that's coming now that you can't look at the same old show and that's what it is. No, we're going to bring new ideas, new things to live performance that may have never been done by the other groups, because I've always been the shy guy standing, dancing on the stage. Now I'm the old guy with the guitar and I'm saying, come on, let's have a party. So better come for the party.
I tell you, that's, when you look back at it, could you imagine when there's times when you were saying, I'm not sure about it, and now you look back and you're like, wow, look at this legacy, look at all of this music, look at all these good times. There's the ups, the downs, nothing is perfect, but the resilience and sticking with it and still wanting to go out there and inspire and lift people up and entertain them is a very cool place to be right now.
Interesting as you say that, because that moment actually happens. So now the pandemic is coming, right? We know during like 2018, coming out of 17, that something strange was going on. Me and Ray Parker, this is no joke. We were behind stage at the Billboard Live. The whole band was on its way back up the stage. We're waiting for them to announce Ray Parker and Raydio is coming on the stage. And we both say, we never thought this would ever happen like this. Ghostbusters won't die. It's going to keep going. So now what happens after that? Ray films his own Who You Gonna Call documentary. So now that's documented. It's on Amazon Prime. You can go see it and check it out and hear the whole story about how this whole thing happened. And now we're going to go down in history a little bit more.
Wow. So isn't that cool?
Man, it's never stopping. I feel like I'm going to be James Brown with a crazy story at the end.
We had his trumpet player, Holly Farris, on the show too. And he was talking about how he was playing, I think, in a club in Georgia, and James Brown just happened to come in that night, and he wanted to know who that kid was that was playing that trumpet, and sort of scooped him up. And now he still tours with the James Brown Band as the lead trumpet player, one of the great guys there.
And
great stories.
Yeah, and interestingly enough, as you say that, that's what's happening now is the second generation or third generation of these groups, because the catalog
is rich.
In the beginning of this, I used to tell Giovanni and some of the other guys in the band, wait, hold on, relax. This is a real catalog. This is a catalog that has life into it, that people have spent their hard-earned money, that high school kids have had reunions, or they've had graduations and weddings. So this catalog is breathing and is living and is real.
Yes,
and that's why we're still here, because of what you said, that kind of thing.
Would you ever
Great
write a
song.
book about your experiences?
I should. I've been asked a million times. I have. I'm just not as novel about that kind of thing. But if somebody approaches me and says, "Hey, I want to write that book," I'd be more than willing to say, "This is what happened during my time." I mean, I got great stories to tell.
Yeah.
Mm.
Merlin's watching in Canada. She says she loves the suits you guys were wearing back in the day. That's
Oh
another
yeah,
thing too. All the clothes and everything and the look of the group, all of
those
that.
suits
That's
were those suits were hot.
yeah.
Polyester. We had polyester mirrors. This other tight sheer stuff that they're wearing now.
Yeah.
We had feathers. So all of that together, that suit at that time probably was about 15 pounds.
I
Yeah.
don't yeah, I don't doubt it, right? Huh?
Right. And then you had to clean them all. So if you weren't getting paid enough, you surely going to lose 10% on your wardrobe paying for that stuff. You could write that off for sure.
Do you have a favorite song, of all the songs that you guys have been responsible for? Do you have a personal couple that are your favorites that Raydio created and shared?
I used to think that I did, but I no longer. I was partial to a song called "Everybody Makes Mistakes" because I did this like great ad lib line. Nobody's perfect. We make mistakes. I used to really love that song, and as time went on, I started realizing I better learn how to write those kind of songs. So no, I don't have any favorites anymore. They're just all great songs. We did all the great work that can possibly be done, and now we got to do it again.
I tell you. So tell us, the itinerary a little bit. What's coming up first for you guys?
You know what? That is an interesting question because we do go to on August 28th
Yeah.
to California on the 28th. That's a
Yeah.
pretty big date.
Yeah.
I should know these things, but the
But you're
older I
busy
get,
creating the music.
yeah, well, I'm busy running around chasing 14 grandkids, but the 28th we do
That'll do
that.
it.
Yeah, exactly. So the 28th we do that, and then I know for sure because we've been just discussing strategies that the Ludlow Garage that's coming up in Cincinnati, Ohio. That's the 20. That might be
November
November
19th.
19th. Yeah,
Yeah.
November 19th. So that's a real important date. Not that nobody isn't more important, but my mind is so fixed on telling those people to come out and party
Yeah.
that I'll create these marketing strategies and talk to people. We're supposed to go to Canada to some casinos, up from what I understand, and dates are coming up in Florida. I'm not prolific on the actual days, but
And look at that. Look at that screen with those gold records there, huh?
yeah, yeah. Oh, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun, man.
I mean, when you think about that, gold records, Ghostbusters, the Grammy. I mean, this is incredible stuff, huh?
Yeah, nobody ever says this, but Ray was up against. You can't change that as a song. Was second runner up for single of the year. It lost to Super Freak.
Oh, yes, that's
So that
right.
so
Yeah.
that's an American Music Awards. So we have that certificate as an
Yeah.
American Music Awards, and they don't even have. I don't even know if they still have the American Music
If they
Awards. But
still have that, right?
but
The AMAs, right? Yeah.
yeah, okay, there you go. Now they call it AMAs. But yeah,
Yeah.
I was there with the tuxedo on, and me and Ray were about to walk up, and they said Stone City, Rick James and the Soul City Band, Super Freak. I was like, ah,
Super free.
yeah.
We have a little clip they sent here. Now, I believe it's a clip from the Japan show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which was
Yeah, put it
cool.
up.
And
How about that?
yeah, let's play a little of this and see what we've got here, and then we'll continue with our fantastic illustrious guest. Arnell Carmichael is in the house, well, in his house, on the Jim Master Show Live. Gang, if you're enjoying this, let a friend know that you're watching the Jim Master Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series. We appreciate that. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, the channel you're watching right now, which is Jim Masters TV. We would absolutely love that. Share the lovely, tell everybody about our show. And you can see 700 episodes so far of our series, which is incredible. In 2 years, 700 episodes, which is incredible. That's a lot of levity, Arnell. That's a lot of levity.
That's a lot of levity.
It is. Here we go. Here is when they were in Japan, gang, and enjoy.
Thank you. Thank you. Good night. Thank you. Ray Parker Jr. Raydio. Come to the front, guys. Put your hands together. Ray Parker Jr. and Raydio. Thank you. Thank you. You want some more? Say yeah. Let me hear you say yeah. Say yeah. Right, we gonna do it. Everybody up, it's time to party now. Turn up the music, let's get on down. I said everybody up, it's time to party now. Come on, baby, woo! Get on down. Party now. Get on down. Party now. Now music, flashing color light. Pretty girls when their jeans too tight. Most of the girls holding conversations, trying to hit, get cute girl reputation. Most of the girls seem to have a secret plan. They didn't come to dance, they just came to get a man. And some of us came to look around. Whatever you're here for, you got to get on down. Well, everybody up. Come on, baby. Let's get on down. I said everybody up. It's at the party now. Come on, baby. Get on down. Before we get into it, I want to do what you do. What's in front of me. Everybody do this. Here we go. Let's jump. Hey. Hey, 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 hey. Let's jump. Hey, hey. Now look here. One question. How y'all gonna get down if you don't get up? How y'all gonna get down if you don't get up? How y'all gonna get down if you don't get up? How y'all gonna get down? Yeah! Everybody up, party now. Turn up the music. Get on down. It's time to party now. Come on, baby. Let's get on down. God, hit it. Woo! Got to do your thing, y'all. Everybody up, it's time to party now. Come on, baby, let's get on down. It's time to party now. Come on, baby, let's get on down. It's time to party now. You got to get on down. Woo! Let's party now, now, now. You gotta get on down. Party now. Come on. Let's get on down. Hey. Thank you. Good night. Thank you, Tokyo. Thank you.
That was awesome. You know, and what was really cool, I was seeing you in the little screen down below. It looked like you were playing along with it, huh?
Oh yeah, I was having fun with it.
That was cool. It was bringing back memories, huh?
Yeah, bringing back a lot of memories.
Tell us again about being there and what that night was like. That looked like the crowd was on their feet, loving every second.
Well, and, you know, that's the part I was telling everybody about. You wouldn't know this. So from the inside, now 1985, and we developed a whole nother group for Japan. And that picture was probably somewhere about maybe 2000, because it had Letitia Body singing background. You had Randy Jacobs, who was a big smooth jazz artist and has a group called the Bone Shakers. Dave Koz, he's played with Dave Koz and Boney James, whole lot of artists in California. So
These
he was
are
on the
all
stage.
great names you're mentioning. Yeah.
Yeah, the guys that were playing. So at that time, I was glad I hadn't seen Randy in such a long time, so that when we were eating in the lobby or in the banquet buffet room and everything, we just had all these great conversations. And so Letitia, she sang with Stevie Wonder and a whole lot of people too. Body Sisters, of course, had records out. That it took me back to think about how we just continued it from 85 till then, because
Yeah.
Ray went on this big soul thing that we didn't really talk about.
Yeah.
That part of it is where I made my separation, because I said, you know what? I just got to go do my own thing. You know, I got whatever my own thing is, I got to go do it. And so that moment of coming back somewhere in 95 for that, or 99 or whatever, that's how I felt. I felt like, really, it's time for me to make my thing happen. Even while I'm singing that, I was thinking then one day I'm going to be doing my own thing. I thought it wouldn't be that. You can go to my store, astringmusicstore.com, and you can actually hear records that I made while all of that was going on, thinking I would be this other solo artist. I didn't think I'd ever come back to the radio years, and here we are. We're discussing the reactivation of radio. So thank you to the world for actually loving that catalog and allowing me to come back and do it again.
Incredible. I tell
I
you.
do it then. Mhm.
Absolutely. It's like a full circle. Yeah, absolutely.
Right,
On so many
exactly.
levels, you know?
True. Yep.
I tell
So,
you.
thank
Yeah.
you to the crowd, you know.
I hope you still kept the bell bottoms, did you? You didn't get rid of the bell bottoms, did you?
Oh yeah, all that stuff's gone.
You got to go out and get the new stuff, huh?
Yeah, yeah. We're wearing skinny jeans, right?
Yeah, a little more tapered and tailored
Right,
now. Tell
right.
us about this room you're in. I see a lot of memories and everything behind you. I see a beautiful
Well,
guitar hanging on the wall, a white
you know,
guitar, and
yeah, that's a bass over here. I don't know if you can see that. That bass was purchased by Vincent Bonham, and I actually am borrowing it. The black guitar is the guitar that I actually played on the Huckabee Show, which is again with this new production company, It's Promotions and all that. Getting things started. The star in between is actually the star that I walked on the Walk of Fame that I got at Ray's party when he had for getting a star on the Walk of Fame. So, I was there for that too.
isn't that incredible? Right,
Yeah.
huh?
And then all of the pictures, the large pictures of if you could see him, Ray Parker Jr. And Raydio and all of those years. I have a partner company called Enjoy Entertainment out in California, where they make all of the kind of like merchandising for us radio. This company, A String, that I just talked about, they make the hats and they make the radio stuff. I want to show stuff, but I got things packed away. But the backdrops, that I use when we do booths and merchandising stuff like that. So shout out to Stephanie. Uh,
Absolutely.
thank
Good
you so much.
stuff. Yeah.
Right.
What do you think it is about that area of the country, of Detroit, of that part of Michigan, Motown, that whole vibe, that whole feel
Hmm.
that it's so uniquely American, but it's so uniquely Detroit and Motown in that sound, in those
Yeah, it's so
feelings, that rhythm.
interesting.
What is it about
Hmm.
that area that produced so much incredible music coming out of Detroit?
No, my younger son, Jonathan Carmichael, who calls himself Carmichael 313, he said it must be in the water. So he made that record a long time ago. Look it up; it's on YouTube.
Yes. Yeah.
But
Detroit and
yeah,
Nashville and Brooklyn, New York.
it's got to be.
Brooklyn,
Yeah, it's got to be
those
in the.
areas. A lot of people came out of Brooklyn too.
Yeah, just got to be. Yeah, but Brooklyn, though, that's what's it? Bruce Springsteen, right? That's
Springsteen was
Springsteen.
Jersey, but
Oh, he was Jersey. Okay.
Brooklyn was Barbara Streisand, Barry
Oh, okay.
Manilow. I
Okay.
mean, on and
Okay.
on and on.
Yes, I
Incredible.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, all Brooklyn.
So I think it's all water, the desire to grow, to become so successful, to have a dream. And if you follow me on Facebook, I post out a lot of positive information because a lot of people do not realize that, being an entrepreneur and working for yourself is the goal. And so I think that my biological father, who had detail, he knew that. And so I got introduced to it early. And I think that, of course, if we look at Henry Ford, who made the cars, he knew that too. so, so that I think that all of those things, when you look at demographically where this area is and what it meant, especially to slaves coming from the north, from the south to the north, you could get a job, you could work 9 to 5. Well, there's still yet those who are creative to make music, draw art, become dancers, become actors. I haven't even met a lot of the actors that come out of Michigan, the Detroit area, metropolitan area. I just know that there are Jeff Daniels and
Oh
many
yeah.
more,
Yeah.
people that creatively come from this area. But those are us. We are those individuals who decide we shine on our own and
Yeah.
become a star in our own right. And I still don't think I'm a star. I just think I'm the average guy, average Joe. I'm
Do-
still trying to learn.
Doing what you love.
Yeah, yeah.
Doing what you love. Why do
Mm.
you love it so much? Because it keeps, even when you go in this direction, you go in that direction, it keeps calling your name. The music, the
Ah,
group, it keeps calling your name. Arnell, we're still waiting. We're here. We
and,
never left.
and that's so funny that you said it because why do I keep doing it? I'm just hypnotized. I'm just really hypnotized to what it is. I wanted to learn how to produce myself like most. And you have to study to do that. You have to learn, and you have to go back in history to learn, because if you try to go too far in the future to it, you're going to be playing stuff that you might not even realize is something new until other people discover you. So the desire to go back to history to find out what happened and when it happened and why it happened makes me hungry. I'm just always hungry and starving to say, see, I told you I could do that musically. So that's why I'm still doing it.
That's it. Absolutely. What are the continued blessings and joys in your life too? I think you mentioned some of them, the family, all the loved ones that, the blessings and joys that we have in our lives that continue to support us, celebrate us, and give us, that juice that we need to express ourselves, to be able to express and connect with the world and do what we love so much. What is it for you, Arnell?
Really, I mean, I can only tell you the many different facets of all this, because even at my hardest, roughest moment when I really didn't want to have anything to do with music, I didn't really let it go, because I was working for a CD manufacturing plant. We were actually replicating or duplicating products. So then that person who made the music, I'd help them with the graphics. I actually went to a computer school and took classes and learned how to become a tech, but it still was to design music. So when you talk about having a desire, when I thought I was going to lose the desire, when the heaviest moments, my mother dying, going back maybe 20 years, my stepfather dying, quitting the group, getting divorced, this is what thing nobody thought about. Well, I had a father who made records, D-Town. He had 300 artists or 300 song catalog, and he probably supported about 60 people. So then so at that moment, it made me think about, why didn't we receive some of the royalties? I had to learn, I had to read, I had to understand about intellectual property.
Business side of it. Yeah.
That
show business. Yeah. That's why they call it show business. Yeah.
That part started attacking me and making me become more of who I needed to be. Then you start realizing how big this is. I told a friend of mine, and I said, where we live in Detroit, Michigan, which is the northwest side, then you have the west side and the east side. Well, you're talking about a territory that stretches probably 100 miles in radius or larger. But imagine this, that the Funkadelics, Temptations, Supremes, Marvelettes, Martha Reeds, I could just start naming all these artists, Marvin Gaye, not the record company people, but Marvin Gaye, Shuggie Otis, who wrote the record for the Brothers Johnson, Strawberry Letter 23. Al Green was here. I could say so many people. Snoop Dogg was even here for a short period of time. So many people have come through here. Anita Baker, as I keep thinking, the Drifters, you keep hearing David Ruffin broke off on his own. His brother had his act. Jimmy Ruffin had his thing on his own. So Sherelle from that period, Saturday, Sunday Love thing or whatever. So then you got all of these people coming from an area where them alone could pay for all the taxes in the city of Detroit. Them alone pay the water bill in the city of Detroit. Them alone could be buying properties for homeless people or starting different types of functions in Detroit. So, I mean, I continue in the hopes that for myself, if I one day wake up and I've got $3 or $4 million, you're just going to take care of people that come behind you. You're going to teach people how to redo the same thing and go over the cycle over and over again. And now, as I even say this, just think about how big those people are in New York. They become artists, white or black, doesn't matter. Now you've got the South, which was not, back when I started, the South didn't have no records. They had blues records. Not that I'm discrediting blues, but it was big for their thing. So now more people are being, especially because of the internet, and I could go into a long conversation about that, because of the internet, now you got more people who want to be attached to entrepreneur and creativity intellectual property and publishing through making music. So you have to learn. So I was never really out of it, and I didn't know it. I didn't know it until I looked back at my career, like you said, Jimmy. You said, there's something to that. There he goes again.
Right.
Nah, it's not gonna happen, right? So that's what I'm doing now, and I see it. I see the differences between the East Coast, the Midwest, and the West Coast, and the different artists. And people in America love music.
Yeah.
We love
Oh,
music.
yeah.
We love music. We love the entertainment. We
So
wanna
much
go
music.
we
Yeah.
want to go to the shows. I still am rivaling over seeing Donna Ross perform at the Queen's function. Did you see that?
The Jubilee. Yes.
Oh my
Oh,
God. I'm
yeah.
like, listen,
Yeah.
the songs and what she sang. And I was like, look at that. It ain't our great music is still alive. So,
It really is, when you think about it, it
yeah,
is there. And again,
alive.
a lot of people have been, listening to music and watching nostalgic shows and movies, during this
Mhm.
crazy pandemic time. They've been sort of wanting to go back in time a little bit and feel good again, feel good about
Right.
life, feel good
Feel
about living, feel good about one another, because a lot of
right.
stuff is, angry and
Right.
in your face and raw
Right.
and real, which is
Right.
okay, it has its place. But when it's 24/7 angry, raw and real,
Not
your
good.
mind goes crazy and you're like, and then everybody starts acting that way. And you got to have a balance.
Right.
Life is about balance. You got to have some of that sweet sounding stuff.
So if I may, I have a question for you. So how does Netflix and Amazon Prime and all these companies get away with such crazy material?
It was really interesting because the other night we had these two journalists on who wrote this book. It's a
Mhm.
really cool book. It's called Binge Times, and they wrote a book about how Hollywood, the
Mhm.
big television networks and the big studios, they want to take down like Netflix and some of these others
Really?
because of, just the way everything is. There's this big competition for supremacy in that world now.
Okay.
I know it's really amazing. It was,
I think about it all the time because as much as I like making and creating music, I see kind of like a big giant copier machine that has all these different shelves, and you have a stack of this, a stack of that. Everything is being correlated. And now we're in that kind of period with music and film where the good music is over here, the bad music is over there. The good films are with this company, the bad movies are with this company. So it's a very interesting kind of selection we have, and
yeah,
how you're navigating through those selections.
right.
Whereas, like when James Brown made a record, you go straight to James Brown and go, "This is a man's world," and you loved it. But
Yeah,
now I've seen movies and heard songs because of sampling that I just have to turn it. I have to go click,
yeah, yeah,
switch,
yeah,
turn it
right,
off. A lot of
right.
people won't, but that's what I do. I'm sorry. I turn
Yeah,
off music.
you got the old school qualities and
Right,
sensibilities.
right.
You were how old again when you joined radio?
I was 20 years, just turning 20 years old
So
when he
what would
got the job.
Arnell Carmichael of today
Mm.
say to that 20-year-old kid
Ooh.
of then?
Being honest, wow, that is a whew, man. Nobody ever asked me that. Wow. So I have to tell this guy, you better go to school, kid. You better go study, and you better get the degrees in college and do all of those things to try to understand what your father had done. Because before all of this radio stuff, Mike Hanks had done a lot of stuff. I wasn't necessarily in the mind that I thought I needed to be in, because when you look at his catalog, when I look at that catalog in BMI, if you understand intellectual properties, and you see that your father has 300 songs, way before you heard of Ray Parker, way before you might have met George Clinton, any of these people. He was doing his thing. And Northern Soul became a big movement in front of my eyes. I would go study. So I tell all the young people, 1920 in music, you learn everything of attachment. You learn everything that you need to know about publishing that you can possibly consume, because everything changes. It does not stay the same. Only the original source is there, but everybody is attaching to it. So I can imagine, it sounds weird to people, but imagine how many thousands of people are making money off of the song that you made before you even get your first release and your first record deal. So learn your music. I didn't really learn it fast enough. So I would tell them to learn more about it. That's why there's a reactivation, because of what I'm telling you.
Exactly. And sometimes when I ask people that question, you know what they say too? They say, relax, breathe. It's all going to work out. It's all going to work out. Because, you know, when we're just starting out, we're all hyper, ready to go. Okay, let's go. I want to, you know, have things roll, and I want things to happen today and now, and blah, 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 blah. And I got to impress everybody and please everybody. And I got to wow and woo everybody. And now, you know, when time passes and you're still doing your thing, you can look back and say, just breathe, relax, and enjoy the ride. Soak it all up, right? Soak it all up.
That's a part of it too. That's a part of it too.
And you like that.
Go ahead, you go.
I was going to say, you teach others too, right? You mentor and teach, and that's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, I have to talk to you about the catalog you're creating so that you can understand where you're going with it. So for me, having a bunch of young guys in this new radio reactivation thing and being able to show them and tell them what happens. I just had a great conversation with a young man, I won't mention his name, about his catalog and what he's doing so that he can go forward. And then we have our team, you know, the Rogers Entertainment and its promotion. We all talk about how to go forward.
Yeah.
Because right now in these times, I think we're relevant as to, you need to have a great time and relax and just chill out and be cool. You know, a lot of people, they're tense, you know, they've got this whole tension thing going on. So I'm here for anybody that wants to really have a great conversation, and we try to figure out the right direction.
Exactly right. And patience is a virtue. A lot of people now, they want to be, you know, immediate success overnight.
Right.
With a video on TikTok or something, and boom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a whole other world.
We're definitely in an instant gratification society.
Yes.
We are. That's for sure.
How do you feel about that?
Well, I don't have a particular way to feel about it, because if I was raking the yard with a rake and you came along with a big rake pulling machine,
something that cuts it in half, right?
Yeah, cuts the time in half. I'd say, go ahead, help yourself. You know, I'm gonna stand back and watch because you learned how to do this.
You learned how to do it.
If you call and ask me to pay for it, I'm gonna go, no, because you wanted to show me how good it worked. So
exactly.
I know how good it works now. I know what to charge, so I'm gonna sit back and you kind of rush through it. You'll be tired. And I'll just be sitting there going, okay, well, I did it the slow way, you know. So
that's it.
We're just in a whole nother world now, whole nother world.
But here you are still doing your thing, and with some new material coming as well, which I think is really awesome. And we encourage our viewers to check it all out, go to the websites and really learn, go to original. Yeah, stay close, stay in touch. Original Raydio, and that's RAYDIO, of course, .com, and you can learn about it all. And again, so many great shows coming up with Arnell and the gang. That's a great shot there.
Yeah, we took that at Soho Johnny's event in I think Connecticut, somewhere in your area. Yeah, it was a big party that day.
Here in the Northeast, really cool, really cool. Somebody that's with us tonight that joined us here, Mr. George Burns is in the house.
Oh my God. What happens to your theater here? We used to go to George Burns Theater all the time, George.
Did you?
Oh yeah.
He said he absolutely loved the conversation. He loves the music. He's got his little cigar there and his red pocket square. And he said he loved the conversation and you knocked it out of the park. And he wishes you nothing but all the success in the world on the touring and making more music for all of us. So love from George.
Tell George to say hi to Gracie.
Absolutely. Yes, absolutely. You got that, George? He got it.
Okay, good.
That was awesome. You got to laugh, right? You got to laugh.
Yeah.
Because life could be crazy, Arnell. Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
You're the best. Thanks for all the time. I really appreciate it. This was a really nice, like I say, on this the Jim Masters show series, talk show series, we don't call these really interviews. We call these conversations,
Yeah.
warm, conversational, nothing is scripted. We just let it roll. We just have a good time, mix in some entertainment, and the audience watches around the world.
As soon as I finish the new record, I'm gonna bring it to you, okay?
Oh, I'd love that. That would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Crystal says this was so awesome. And
Wow.
thank you, Crystal. Thanks. Maureen says, Arnell, this has been such a wonderful evening. Thank you so much for sharing your story with us and keep on chasing the music. I love that. Yeah. Crystal says, thank you, Jim and Arnell. I love that as well. Great comments coming in from our viewers and our lovelies that are watching literally around the world.
Hey, wait a minute. Is that good enough for you?
Oh, there you go. That's it. Exactly. And Nikki says, this is another wonderful upper Lovity show. I love that. Wow. And inside the song says, Arnell is such a great human. Crystal says, a legend. Wow. Crystal says, you're a star, Arnell. See, that's, that's what they're saying. And just really, really commenting these beautiful, beautiful things here. And what a fun concert. And
you're going to make me cry.
Yeah. Then we have done our job. I tell you, it was really fantastic. Good stuff. And thanks to all the lovelies for their comments. Nikki says, thank you for joining us, Arnell. It's been great. Merlin in Ontario, Canada. Thanks, Arnell, for joining us. You are now a Lovity. You're now a Jim Master Show Lovity.
I will be. I did subscribe already.
Oh, cool. He's in. He is in full force here.
Full force, yeah.
I hope the show met whatever expectations you had, my friend, and that you enjoyed the time with me as much as I absolutely have with you.
Right. I'm just generally excited. I think that these are our times now. These are our times. So I was excited. I got up at 9 o'clock in the morning trying to make sure this works. And
did you really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I got up and set this up and said, okay, I'm going to do this the right way, because I think this is going to be a really great one. And I was absolutely right this time that this is the place to do it.
I appreciate that very much. I appreciate that, my friend. We do it. We call it like a talk show series, kind of like a TV show, like Dick Cavett and Johnny Carson and some of the legends do it in that warm TV style with a modern twist and modern vibe of today. Kind of like what you're doing, the old school sensibilities.
When you get ready to do your show live and you need that the backing band, I'm in, okay?
Ooh,
I'm your musical director, okay?
You heard that first. That is another JMS exclusive right here. It's going to be Jimmy and Arnell.
Yeah,
I love it.
I got you. Yeah, I will be there.
That is cool. That is really, really cool. I love it. Absolutely. You're the best, my friend. Really
Thank
great
you so much.
Conversation. And we chatted for almost 2 hours. It doesn't seem like it, right? Every guest says it never seems like it.
It never seems like it, right?
Yeah, we just let it flow. And Linda in Florida says, thank you, Arnell, for sharing your life with us. I thoroughly enjoyed listening to all your stories.
Florida. Yeah, we're coming to Florida.
Where in Florida are you going?
You know what?
Go to the website.
Yeah, I know it's there. I know it's there because we just had this big discussion. But I am so excited that I'm talking to you that I can't. Maybe I'm just getting old. I don't know.
Oh, he's so excited. He's talking to me that he's some of the facts. So you go to Original Raydio, RAYDIO.
We are coming there. For sure.
It's coming to Florida. So that Linda's in St. Augustine there, and
I know that I think that's the 28th, 27th through the 28th of October, I think. It's that week.
Cool.
Yeah,
Cool. Jane is
sure.
watching in Sweden where it's like 4 o'clock in the morning. Thanks, Arnell, for being here tonight. Thanks, Jim. She loved it. And Merlin is sending you love from Ontario as
Okay.
well.
Hey,
Cool stuff,
yeah.
huh? So that's right over the Toronto. I mean, that's
And up
right
over the
across
bridge. You're right.
your bridge. Yeah.
We're coming
Windsor.
somewhere around here. I saw some Canadian dates. I think that might be in November, but I saw it
Oh,
on there. Yeah, I can't
that
wait to come to that casino up there, wherever it is. Right.
that is cool. That is
Mm.
cool. Loved it. You're the best, my friend. Let's definitely stay in touch. I hope we meet in person at some point. That would be really, really cool. I'm here on the East Coast, so if you're around this area or if I'm on a TV shoot or something there, definitely hook up, and love to see you guys doing your thing too. And
All right.
this was really the best, and best of everything. Blessings and joy. We'll keep the porch light on for you. You're welcome back to the Jim Masters Show anytime, my friend. Okay.
All right. All right, you guys.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
You be
Bye-bye.
well, and you take care now.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. The best, huh? I'm talking about a legend. He's so humble, isn't he? He's really, really humble. But we're talking about a legend, and in a legendary group from the 70s forward, and now back out and doing their thing, which I think is really cool. Talking about Arnell Carmichael, lead singer and guitarist from the legendary rhythm and blues, R&B, funk band from the 70s and forward, Raydio. So many great songs. You probably were going back with us in time a little bit when he was talking about some of the great songs and some of the incredible stories that he shared as well. All starting with Jack and Jill, turned in within a matter of weeks of the group being formed. Gold record already, 4 gold records. Ghostbusters, of course, got the Grammy. I mean, really incredible. You can't change that. And just check out some of the music too, even from then. Pick up some of the music. You're going to feel real good. It's going to bring back. And if you're somebody who is not from the time period of the 70s and 80s when this was happening, and of course they're still performing today, check out their music. The legendary group, and what is old is new again on so many different levels. And you're probably, if you look there, they are Dick Clark on American Bandstand. If you look at the catalog of music that, and of course Ray Parker Jr. originally as well, but if you look at the catalog of music that Arnell and everybody in Raydio was responsible for, it's incredible. And other music as well that they participated in. There's the website, Original Raydio, RAYDIO, plays off the Ray Parker Jr. name, of course, .com. Gold records galore. Some of the songs, of course, including Ghostbusters. They go into Ohio, they're going to Florida, they're going all over. We thank Arnell for joining us here. He played live for us, which was really cool. You know what? Tomorrow night from Three's Company, talk about the 70s. Three's Company with John Ritter and Joyce DeWitt and Suzanne Summers. Richard Klein, who played Larry Dallas, actor extraordinaire, director and teacher. He's going to be with us tomorrow here on the show. That's going to be absolutely amazing. Then on Saturday, twin actors and brothers, they starred in Steve Martin's movie run of Cheaper by the Dozen, #1, and then Cheaper by the Dozen 2. They were the twins, the young kids that were the twins. They also were in Desperate Housewives, the TV series. They're going to be here on Saturday. We have renowned psychic as well as clairvoyant and healer, medium, and also singer, songwriter, and musician Gary L. Wimmer is going to be joining us live from the West Coast. Hey, if you guys like music, we had renowned American poet and lyricist who wrote a lot of the songs with the Beach Boys. Stephen John Kalinich was with us recently. Former Teen Idol actor, singer, drummer Gary Private was here recently. Another legend, John Davidson, was here. Tony Orlando. You can see all these episodes and hundreds more right here on our YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. check that out. Tony Orlando was here as well. Melissa Manchester stopped by the Jim Masters Show live. Lucy Arnez was here. And many others right here. Countless others that go back some 2 years and 700 episodes. Hope you enjoyed this episode. Let us know. Leave a comment on our YouTube channel. If you enjoy these episodes, take a moment to please drop a comment on our YouTube channel underneath this episode. That helps us. We engage with you more. And also YouTube sees it. They take the episode and they thrust it out to the world even more. So more people get a chance to see it, which helps our show grow and expand. When you like our episodes, give it a thumbs up like. There's a little thumbs up icon there on the YouTube channel. When you subscribe to our YouTube channel, click the notification bell so you never miss any of the episodes. You get alerts. You get notified when we have all the episodes. And also when you leave a comment on the YouTube channel, that really helps us continue to grow. So if you like what you're seeing here, help us grow by spreading the word, share the levity, and also tell everybody about what we're doing. It's unique what we do here. It's not really just an interview show. It's a conversation. It's like we're all on the couch just chatting. Old school with a modern vibe, modern twist. Everything old is new again, Pam. You are right. Yes. Sherry says, thank you for another wonderful evening, Jim. Brought back some beautiful memories. Heart. You're fantastic. Thank you, Sherry, there watching it in Kansas. Crystal says, can't wait for that one too, when Richard Klein is on tomorrow from Three's Company, the sitcom on ABC. Larry was hilarious. Always thought he was a ladies' man. Yes. And you're excited for tomorrow's show. Maureen watching in Arizona as well. Kathleen in New York City says, thank you, Jim. Great show. Great music. Absolutely. He played live. Inside the song, thanks for being with us. We love when you're here. Thank you, Jim. Great as always. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. And Nikki says, you just have great taste in guests, Jim. Thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. We got some wonderful people that are joining us and wonderful people that have joined us as well. Crystal says, such a great guy. Wasn't he? He was great. He was funny. He was engaging. And he was open, he was honest, he was real, talking about his experiences. And this is really terrific. You guys are fantastic. Thanks for all the levity and all these great comments. Linda Odell in Florida says, it's amazing how us levity sisters, all the ladies that are here too, what you have in common, you too watch Three's Company. And you're looking forward to that as well. That's perfect. Gang, check out all the past episodes, binge watch, enjoy, have a good time. Again, we thank Arnell Carmichael, music legend. He's very humble. You notice a lot of these guests are very humble. With the R&B funk music band extraordinaires, Raydio, 4 Gold Records, lead singer, guitarist, Grammy Ghostbusters, iconic. And a great guy, and he likes to have a lot of fun. And he's all excited. He was very excited to be on our show. We were actually chatting on the phone before we went live because he wanted to make sure everything technically was good, and we did a sound check and everything. So we started the show just a little bit later, a couple of minutes past the time where we would start it live, just to make sure that everything was sounding good and looking good, which again is what you want. We want to give you the best product possible. And it was fantastic. And they played for us as well, and good stuff. So check out all their music too, their catalog. Try to catch them when they're touring. You're watching the Jim Masters Show Live, entertainment, lifestyle, variety talk show series, where we're truly bringing back the lost art of conversation. If you can, we would love it if you subscribe to that YouTube channel, Jim Masters TV. That's the channel you're watching right now. And also don't forget to give it a like, thumbs up. Give us a thumbs up, give us a like, and leave a comment for us as well. All right, gang, we're going to cut out a busy day here, and lots going on, and a busy day tomorrow as well. Have a great night, Jim. Thanks, Crystal. To everybody that's watching live, we thank you very much for joining us live. I know a lot of you like to be here when the shows are live. Some people watch the show in the archives and they say, why is it live? Or when was it live? And why isn't it live now? Well, it's live now, but when sometimes, obviously, when you watch it later in the archives, then it's not live. it's it's Memorex. It's been recorded live. So we're live here right now. But if you watch this an hour from now, or 3 weeks, or 6 years from now, then it's not live, but it was live. So I know a lot of you like to be here when the show's live because of all the interactivity and everything else. So we appreciate your blocking out your calendars to make sure you're here with us when the shows are live. And if you ever miss anything, don't worry, don't fret, don't stress. We save everything. We archive all the episodes on our YouTube channel right here for all of you. That's right. Sound checks and everything else to make sure everything is all set. Got a little bit more here, and hopefully, you'll enjoy it. It's only 30 seconds, just a little bit more of the music and the music of Raydio. So we'll pull that up, a little surprise encore here for you guys. We'll probably have to edit it out at some point because of the YouTube thing, but at least you get to hear it now. 30 seconds of some of Raydio's incredible music.
Because a woman needs a love just like you do. Why do you be just look down the hill? Please look down the hill. You're the only one I love.
Is that not cool or what? That was just a quick little clip of some of their iconic songs from the group Raydio, sharing it with you here on the Jim Masters Show live series. Absolutely great. Makes you feel good when you hear those songs, huh? All right, gang, just a little encore there, a little surprise ending there for you. Once again, we thank Arnell, and we thank all of you for joining us on the Jim Masters Show live. We'll catch you on the next one, okay? So we never say goodbye here. We say see you later, ciao, cheers, hasta la vista. We say shalom, slancha, moi loop, avida zane, sayonara. But we don't say goodbye necessarily. We say we'll see you later. Alligator. All right, gang, we love you all. Be well. Take care of one another. Love one another. Just looking at some of the chat still coming in here. When you see me looking this way, I'm looking at all these comments coming in live. Feel free to leave a comment on our YouTube channel as well. We really appreciate those who do that. And we give you a thumbs up for doing it. We'll be back with you tomorrow with Richard Klein from Three's Company and much, much more. We'll see you then. Otherwise, if you're watching this not live, stay right here and binge watch the previous episodes or another great episode of the Jim Masters Show live series coming up just for you. Take care, gang. Love you all. Be well. We'll see you next time on the Jim Masters Show live. Cheers.